Vegan pantry essentials. Vlogging camera style. Hey everybody, my name is Kristen and today I'm going to be doing a little behind the scenes tour of my vegan fridge and pantry essentials. This has definitely been my most requested video so far, so I figured I would give you guys what you want, and this is what you want, so you're gonna get it. If this is your first time to my channel, then welcome. This channel is all about finding your best self through the vegan life. So I'm gonna be posting lots of recipe videos, what I ate in a day videos, DIY beauty stuff, tips on mindfulness and self-care and self-love and exercise and nutrition and lots of stuff. So if you're interested in any of that stuff and you're not subscribed to my channel yet, then make sure you do so because you don't want to miss out on any of the awesomeness that is going to go down on this channel. I'll definitely be doing future videos that go a lot more in depth on most of these ingredients. So if you have any questions or want to know more about any of the things I mentioned, just make sure to leave a comment below and we'll definitely make a video of that for you soon. I'm gonna start with fresh fruits and veggies and what I keep in my fridge first, mostly because fresh fruits and veggies are definitely the most important. So I'm gonna be starting with those and then we'll move into like some more pantry basics and essentials. So yeah, let's just get right into it. So I've got all my stuff on my table right here. Boom. So one of the first things that I always have on hand are bananas. I love bananas. They're a huge staple in my diet. I usually keep some avocados on hand as well. Those go really good in like avocado sushi rolls and in like burrito bowls and stuff like that. So those are great to have. I always keep lemons. Those are perfect for lemon water, making sauces. Apples. I love me some apples. I also usually have several zucchini on hand. That is for spiralizing noodles and making sauces out of. I always have garlic on hand. Garlic is crucial. Then I've usually got some red onion and yellow onion. I'll usually like make marinara sauce with the yellow onion and then chop this one up on salads and stuff like that. Spinach. You gotta have your greens. Fresh kale, raw kale. I put that in smoothies and bowls and we make omelets with it and a lot of stuff you can do with kale. Another one of my favorites is some romaine lettuce. I just recently got into romaine and I use it in salads, but my favorite thing to do is dip it in hummus. Potatoes. So I'll keep some red potatoes on hand and I'll usually steam them or bake them or roast them or saute them, but usually steaming them is the way to go because it holds a lot of the nutrients inside. Sweet potatoes, delicious. I usually steam them and you can steam them ahead of time and then that way you just have steamed potatoes in your fridge to eat whenever you'd like. I always also have fresh medjool dates. I usually put these in smoothies and a lot of times I'll just snack on them. This eggplant hummus is like one of my favorite things ever. There's no oil in it. Instead they use pomegranate juice and it tastes amazing. So this is what I dip my romaine in. If I haven't made any hummus at home, then that is definitely my go-to. So if you have a Trader Joe's and you haven't tried that out, you should totally try it. It's really, really good. The next thing I like to keep on hand, and this isn't always, is some non-dairy milk. Some form of plant milk, whatever you prefer. You can find in most grocery stores and it's such a great way to transition from dairy milk. We also really love keeping fermented foods on hand and we'll add those again to bowls, to breakfast savory waffles and stuff like that. So this is empty, but this kimchi, this like Korean style kimchi is my fave. It's so good. It's really yummy. And then sauerkraut as well. Some barrel cured sauerkraut. So tasty. It's really good to eat fermented foods. It is so good for your digestion and your gut health, and your belly will be happy if you eat fermented foods. So eat fermented foods. Another thing we always keep on hand is some miso. We usually use the mellow white miso. There's red miso and there's yellow miso, and we just use these in sauces and to kind of give it like a cheesy flavor. It's really salty. Miso is just fermented soybean paste. So again, it's another kind of probiotic rich food and it adds a lot of flavor to your dishes. Another thing that has completely saved my life on several millions of occasions is this better than bouillon stuff. It is amazing. You just take a teaspoon of it, dissolve it in 8 ounces of water, and you have the most amazing vegetable broth ever. Super easy. You don't have to keep buying the little individual cartons of vegetable broth. You just buy one of those and it lasts forever and it's so good. Another great thing to have on hand if you're transitioning to the vegan lifestyle is some tofu. A lot of people are freaked out by tofu, but I promise you it's delicious. You just have to know how to marinate it and prepare it. So I'll definitely be doing recipes with tofu later, so keep an eye out for those. I don't know why I look so red. I'm like not this red in real life. So now onto some stuff that I like to keep stocked in the freezer. The number one thing that I like to keep in my freezer is frozen bananas. I use those in smoothies all the time. They're amazing. I'm addicted to them. So frozen bananas are the way to go. Another thing I like to keep in the freezer is some frozen fruit. And right now the only thing I have is some frozen pineapple chunks. But those are, again, really great in smoothies. And then we don't need a lot of these, but having these in the freezer ready to go has helped us several times. So yeah, we like to keep these Gardein products in our freezer. These are the meatless meatballs, and then they also have these really delicious crispy chicken tenders, and they're just really yummy. They're a great thing to keep in the freezer. That Gardein brand is amazing. So now I'm going to talk about what I keep on stock as far as my pantry goes. So we'll start with grains because we eat a lot of grains. That's the staple of a lot of our bowls and our breakfasts and stuff like that. So starting with grains, we've got brown rice. So we definitely usually keep a giant thing of brown rice on hand. White rice as well sometimes, but we really like the brown rice. We get the fiber in the bran and it keeps us full a lot longer. So I really like using that. We also like to keep chickpea flour on hand. Casey makes like garbanzo bean waffles and kind of like pancake type things in the morning for breakfast. And they're really hearty and satisfying. So if you ever see a recipe that calls for chickpea flour, it's pretty cheap to find at the store. And it's really, really yummy, so we like it a lot. We also use a lot of quinoa. And quinoa is technically a seed, but it cooks up like a grain and it seems like a grain. So again, we'll use this in bowls and sometimes sushi and stuff like that. So quinoa is great. Another thing is some Vital Wheat gluten. We don't use this a lot, but if you're making seitan ever, then Vital Wheat gluten is a must. And seitan is kind of like a faux meat that you can make at home. You can make it taste however you'd like, and it has really similar texture and taste to meat when you get it all mixed up and bake it or boil it or however you use it. We always keep some brown rice pasta on hand. Again, we don't need a lot of it because it's processed, but if we're just needing something quick and just want to whip up some marinara sauce or a cashew alfredo sauce, then it's nice to have on hand for those kind of quick meals. So brown rice pasta we like having. We get ours in bulk and it's really yummy. Another thing that's really good to have are some oats, and these are gluten-free rolled oats. And in the wintertime, I like to eat oatmeal for breakfast. In the summertime, I eat a lot more raw, so fresh fruits and smoothies and stuff like that. But come wintertime, I really start craving some warming food, so having oats on hand is great. Okay, so on to our nuts and seeds. So the first thing that we like to keep on hand is cashews. Cashews are a great alternative to a dairy-based sauce. If you soak them for a while and then blend them up with some water, you get like a heavy cream consistency. You can make it as thick or as thin as you'd like, but cashews are amazing. So huge staple in the vegan kitchen. And if you can't have cashews, if you have a nut allergy, then the alternative is sunflower seeds. These are really, really great to have on hand as well because you can substitute them for cashews in any sauce recipe, and we like to sprinkle them on salads and stuff like that. All of these nuts and seeds are totally raw. We buy them raw. If we end up wanting to toast them, then we'll toast them, but a lot of times we'll just eat them raw, so you get a lot more of the vitamins and all of the nutrients that way. Almonds are another thing that we love to have on hand. I make homemade almond milk all the time. That's pretty much the main thing I use almonds for, but almonds are great. Tahini. Tahini is amazing. I just buy this in like the Indian section at our co-op, and it's just ground up sesame seeds. So tahini is great in hummus. We make this smoky tahini sauce. Tahini is really versatile, so that's one that I'm definitely going to be doing a separate recipe video on, is tahini. So keep an eye out for that, because I know a lot of people are like, what do I use tahini for and what is it? So it's just ground up sesame seeds, 100% ground up sesame seeds, and it's just really delicious, so we use it a lot. The next thing is sesame seeds. actual sesame seeds. So these are raw sesame seeds. Again, if we want to toast them, we can, but we'll use these, sprinkle them in salads or sprinkle them on top of sushi. But yeah, they're really, really yummy. Another thing that is great to have on hand would be chia seeds. Nope, those aren't chia seeds. Flax seeds. You can make a vegan egg replacement out of these by mixing a little bit with water. You can use it in vegan baking. You can toss it in your smoothies. And then we have chia seeds. You'll probably hear about chia seeds a lot. They're high in omega-3s. They're really, really good for you. You can make chia seed pudding. Again, you can make an egg replacer out of chia seeds. So there's a lot of uses for chia seeds. So that's something you'll probably see come up a lot in some vegan recipes. The next thing that I'm gonna talk about is dried beans and legumes. So if you buy beans and legumes in bulk, then you will save so much money, and you just have to plan a little bit ahead of time and know when you wanna cook them, because you have to soak them first and then drain them and then cook them. So I always have dried garbanzo beans for making hummus. Huge staple in our house. We also love having lentils, so just some dried lentils. These cook up pretty quickly. If you cook those up and put them in a marinara sauce, it's like a meaty texture. They're so yummy. And then some dried black beans. We like to keep some dried black beans on hand. Making kind of chili cheese dip that we like to make, which that recipe will be coming up soon. Topping burrito bowls with, so all kinds of stuff. But we love having dried beans and legumes on hand. And since we don't always have time to cook dried beans and legumes from scratch, we always try to keep some canned beans in our pantry as well. So right now I've got some organic black beans, and you definitely want to make sure that it says BPA-free lining on the can, because BPA is not good for you. You don't want it. So if you can, it's a little bit more expensive to get organic, but it's totally worth it. So we like to keep some organic black beans on hand, as well as some organic garbanzo beans on hand. We like to keep some diced tomatoes, and again, this is organic, BPA-free lining, and that way we can just whip up a quick tomato sauce or a curry or something like that if we need something quick to eat. Speaking of curries, we also like to have canned coconut milk on hand. So for making curries, you can make a nice caramel date dip out of just dates and coconut milk. So there's lots of stuff you can do with coconut milk, but just having a can on hand is great. We always like to keep some salsa on hand too, again, for burrito bowls or hash browns in the morning, or if we get some chips and salsa, it's nice to just have a can of that in the pantry. So another thing, like I said, I like to make smoothies a lot. So instead of using peanut butter or almond butter or any nut or seed butter in my smoothies, I started using this PB2 stuff. It is powdered peanut butter. It is 85% less fat calories than traditional peanut butter. We really try not to eat a ton of fat in our diet, so this is just a way to kind of lighten up our smoothies, and it still tastes really great. Water is crucial too. You gotta get that water in. I also really like putting cocoa powder in my smoothies. Now you can use cocoa powder, you can use cacao, which is raw. Either way is delicious, and I just really like chocolate peanut butter smoothies, so yeah. I always keep some cocoa on hand and just dump it in there, and it's really, really good. As far as sweeteners go, I used to just keep white sugar on hand because that's all I really knew about, but a lot of white sugar is not vegan. Most white sugar, in fact, is not vegan. To refine it, they use animal bone char to get it that nice white color. So if you want to avoid that and get some actual vegan sugar, what you want to look for is some organic cane sugar. And if it says organic, it means there is definitely no animal bone char used to refine the sugar. So look for some organic sugar if you're going to be buying sugar. We also always keep some coconut sugar on hand, and it's an alternative to cane sugar. Some recipes call for it, but again, it's totally up to you and what your preferences are. And then probably my favorite sweetener is some maple syrup. 100% maple syrup, it's gotta be 100%, otherwise it's just full of like fake sugars and flavorings and colors and stuff. So if you get 100% pure maple syrup, it's delicious. If you mix it with that PB2 stuff and top your oatmeal with it, it's amazing. Another really important part of our vegan pantry essentials would be hot sauce. So whatever your favorite hot sauce is. We really like sriracha and this chili garlic paste, but yeah, Tapatio, Cholula, whatever you like. Try to find stuff with not a lot of sugar, not a lot of salt, but yeah, we really love hot sauce on our food. And if you like spicy, it's just a great way to kind of spice up anything that you're eating and make it taste even yummier. Nutritional yeast is another huge one. We use this all the time. It gives a really cheesy, great depth of flavor to anything you add it to. Nori sheets, we make tons of sushi. Kombu, any kind of sea vegetables are so good for you. And then spring roll wrappers so you can whip up some easy dinner anytime you want. One thing that we really try to limit in our diet is oil. Oil is just not nutritious and it doesn't make me feel very good. Some people can feel fine eating oil, but for me, it just doesn't make me feel great. So I rarely cook with oil. I'll just saute vegetables in some vegetable broth or water, and I just kind of have eliminated oil from my diet. But if you still eat oil, then go ahead. And if you're transitioning and want to use oil instead of butter, do it. I'm showing you guys everything that we have on hand, and we do use oil sometimes. So we've got extra virgin olive oil, coconut oil. We use this like spray coconut oil. You can also get avocado oil in these spray cans as well. Spices and herbs are one thing that are really easy to stock up on as you go recipe by recipe. So don't feel like you need to go rushing out and buy every single thing you can buy. I didn't have very many spices and stuff to start with when I first went vegan. So I would just find a recipe that sounded good. If I didn't have any of the spices for it, I would go buy them, and then you slowly stock up over time. So just keep that in mind, that this shouldn't feel overwhelming. Go at your own pace. But I just really wanted to kind of give you guys an overview of what I have so that hopefully it can help you guys feel a little bit more comfortable in your vegan kitchen. So I think that was about everything. And again, I know that was a lot. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. And if you're not subscribed, again, please subscribe to my channel. We'll be doing a lot of fun stuff. Probably gonna do a what I ate in a day video next, or maybe a Thanksgiving video. I don't know. If you have any ideas for videos, pop them in the comments below. I love connecting with you guys. You can also give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, if it was helpful. And oh yeah, you should totally join my brand new How to Vegan Facebook group if you haven't yet. It's amazing. We're sharing recipes and tips, and we're starting great discussions and connecting with other like-minded humans. So if you're interested in that, I will leave a link down in the description box below so you can join us. We're having a really good time. And share this video too if you'd like. I would love you if you did. I hope this was helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next Thursday in my next video. Peace out. Who's that? Cute.